to the sky, never let them low. Only thought you should know. Hands held high, raise them up to the sky, never let them low. Go, go. I got about 100 reasons to leave the party, but I will not. Got a lot of meaning to get to you when I'm in a spot. Thought about what's the season, oh yeah, it's summer, feeling so hot. I could burn in my slumber, turn the lights off and let the beat drop. I'm the meanest rapper, meaning I feed on rappers a lot. I'm obscene, I need not encouragement, this the courage I got. Got a buzz going, so people heard of me, then I pop. Kinda was going, how you gonna tell me I gotta stop? Start another trend, and if you wanna get in on the ground floor, then what you holding up the wall standing around for? Call up my people and I know what they down for. We can stay up all night long, land home around 4. I'm on the land from my daytime lifestyle. We be going ham like cheese in a slice style.
What is up, everybody? Better late than never. I originally planned this for 8 o'clock, but I kind of fucked up on my time estimations. I just came back from a shoot. Totally forgot that I had to do some dad things and pick up some things from the store. But my name is Chris, and welcome to another episode of Ecamm School. I created these little nice lower thirds in the last episode, or last class, if we want to talk about school. So yeah, thank you for joining me on today's episode. If you haven't seen the thumbnail, and I'm imagining you did see it because you just clicked on this video, today's episode we're talking about why 4K does not matter for a shooting podcast. Specifically, just shooting podcast. 4K just does not matter at all. I'm getting a warning on my screen. I'm gonna just imagine that didn't happen. But yeah, why 4K is probably killing your workflow. It's atrocious, and I got some value points and reasons why. But without that said, let's just get into it. I back to doing things a little different today. Created a nice deck here. So why 4K is overrated for a podcast. It's just not worth it. To be honest, it is probably the lowest thing on a totem pole when you're considering making a podcast. One, you should just get started with what you have, and most people, that means their phones. And even if you're using your phone, you shouldn't be shooting in 4K. So let's break down why that is. Next slide here. So yeah, the 4K myth. A lot of people think that you shooting something in 4K, it means that you're legit and it's going to look so crispy and all these things. But it's just like most people like you and I are watching podcasts on phones. And let's be honest, these phones don't necessarily show 4K. Yeah, they're crispy screens and things like that. But not only that, it's less about the phones not showing 4K. It's more of that this 5G revolution that we so-called live in isn't that great. Like most carriers don't even support 4K. Like when you click on YouTube, like it doesn't even give you the option. You gotta click advanced options to like choose something in 4K. It's just like, do you want it to like load, or do you want to like struggle watching 5 seconds between buffering while you're on the train? I'm from New York City, so like that was one of the stresses all the time. And another thing is, like, streaming platforms mainly don't care about it. To me, it's like an accessibility issue where it's like, if you want your content to be seen by more people and just to be easily, uploaded into the cloud, like, just go with 1080. Like, it's an accessible thing. And to be honest, it's just back and forth conversations, most podcasts. Unless you have, like, a show, like, the things that I think that warrant being in 4K on YouTube, and let me get into that's not what we wanted to do. My bad. I need to make sure I'm on the right apps when I'm doing the right things. You guys are looking behind the scenes. Okay, cool. So the things that I think warrant being in 4K on YouTube are specifically things like music videos, product reviews, movie trailers, things where you want to see those details, where you really want to get into the nitty gritty. But for podcasts, especially just talking head podcasts, it's just clearly overkill. And I think as things progress and like we see, like, I mean, look, Kai Cenat is literally filming live on CCTV cameras parked around his whole house. That doesn't affect his clips. It's all about personality. It's all about how you come across on the screen. And are you funny? Are you someone that's entertainable, where like someone doesn't mind sitting there and being there with you for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? I mean, shit, Joe Rogan does 5-hour podcasts. Like, it really does not matter. For people that think 4K matters, it doesn't. And I mean, I say all this, and like, I'm streaming in 1080 right now. For certain clients, I do stream in 4K, but I also still stream in 1080, and I use that 4K advantage to like crop in and make the most out of that 4K angle, where it's like, let's say we just got 3 cameras for a 4-person shoot. I'll give, one camera. I'll set the camera that's on 2 people to 4K so that I can afford to crop in on both of them and still hold on to that quality when I'm in 1080p. And I know some people in the comments are like, oh, but like, I like 4K because I can cut up clips and do things that way. Like, with AI and upscaling, like, there's no excuses. It's complete overkill, and most streaming platforms don't even want you to be streaming at 4K. Why? Because it just takes long. It takes long for things to go up and down, and it's just an accessibility thing. All right, getting into the next one. Let me get to this other scene. All right, so next thing, 4K kills your workflow. Honestly, the files when you're filming in 4K are ridiculous. I thank God that I'm using Ecamm, and Ecamm compresses files no matter what. But I was dealing with a client just this past week, and they had a backlog of 10 episodes, 10 unedited episodes for their podcast. Meanwhile, working with me, I filmed 2 podcasts, filmed the 3rd one today. The 2 that I already did are already done, complete, finito, all cut up, all ready to go because of the process of live to tape production. They're sitting on 10 episodes of 4K footage, one camera of which couldn't even record 4K unlimited. So it's just like 5 20 gig clips that they have to stitch together. And the other files are like 70, 80 gig files. Do you even know how taxing that is to work with, to make proxies for things? It's a headache. It is, it's a nightmare. It's atrocious is what I said. What else? Like, not only that are these files hard to deal with, you know how long it takes to upload a 4K file onto YouTube if you don't have the best internet? It takes some people days. Some YouTubers have certain laptops and machines dedicated just to uploading, which is crazy. Like, just save yourself the time. Like, even if you shoot it in 4K, export it in 1080p and just save yourself the time. Also, save yourself the space on cloud, where like you don't need to kill all your cloud storage or create your own NAS system. Like, if you don't have a plaque, I don't understand why you even need to make your own NAS. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I'll rest on that. But yeah, it just slows down the workflow. It forces people to make proxies. It forces people to take extra steps, and it's just not needed. It really isn't. To be honest, what's more needed is the attention to the show, the outline of your show, the way you present yourself on camera, the way you create a podcast that allows guests to show a different side of themselves and has guests seek you out so they can show something about themselves that they can't show anywhere else. You get me? Some good examples of that. And it can be, through actively doing things. It could be about actively talking about certain topics, or it can be about, I think I love Flagrant because it's just chilling with the boys. You get me? You're chilling with the boys. They're lav mic'd up. It's just relaxing. Have a little drink here. Cool. They're going to talk about some wild left hand shit. With Joe Rogan, it's mainly, as of late, it's been just about like conspiracies and like, balls to the wall. Like, tell me all your ideas. I'm not going to fact check shit because I'm not a professional, and it just leads for really good entertainment. And Joe is just one of those guys that you just want to sit there and listen to for 5 hours because he makes everything sound like you want to believe him, which can be a double-edged sword. But still, yeah. So 4K is killing your workflow. It's killing your hard drives. It's killing your editors. It's overkill, especially for podcasts. Again, everyone, I emphasize, for podcasts, it just makes no sense. All right, let's get into the next one. So let's get into these real world examples here, which I did, label some. Flagrant, which I mentioned before, is not one of them. But let's just get into this, just so I'm not speaking for shits and giggles. I'm actually using real world examples here. I want you guys to actually see that I'm really talking some truth here. Joe Rogan, one of the biggest podcasts in the fucking world, 19.2 million subscribers. Hold on, let me use my Pro Mouse so you can see these things. Oh no, is my Pro Mouse not working? All right, well, we're gonna get away with that. But yeah, as you can see here, he's got 19 million subscribers. I come over here to the settings, go to quality, 1080. Ain't nothing stopping him from making clips. Ain't nothing stopping people from watching those 1080p clips. They're still gonna watch them. They're still gonna pop off. Let's go to the next one here. Impulsive. A great set design. They got everything all out. Looks all nice. You can tell they got a live cameraman. They're zooming in from person to person. We don't get free ads. But, oh man, I guess I have to watch that ad. I'm gonna hit mute on that. We'll go to the next one. H3 Podcast. I don't really watch this podcast. From my understanding... Alright, H3 Podcast. We can close this text. But if I come here, quality, 1080. Just 1080. Nothing higher, nothing lower, just 1080. This guy's got 2.76 million subscribers, has 703,000 views on this video alone. You think some people are clicking away because it's not 4K? He's on a green screen background. Crazy. All right. Next, Ben Shapiro. Very hot topic. I mean, this is well shot. He's got a nice bokeh background. But guess what? 1080. 1080. The hits don't stop. Club Shay Shay. Beautiful. He's got the background. He has the wide angle lens that is on a slider moving from left to right. There's just because you're shooting in 1080 doesn't mean you don't have to have quality. Lighting is everything. Set design, everything. But more importantly, having the talent, having the personality, having the reason why people want you to be there in the first place is what brings people there. He's got 3.8 million subscribers, has 3.1 million views on this episode alone. Settings, quality, 1080p. This guy comes from the TV space. You would think that he'd be in 4K area, but he understands, even himself, that when something is 1080, it just allows you to manipulate it, send it, and put it in more places that much faster. All right, last one here. Lex Friedman, 4.54 million subscribers, 606,000 views on this episode. 1080. And again, we'll go back to Logan Paul over here because I can just show it. Impulsive, auto, 1080. And these people are paying people full time to produce these shows in 1080. So, yeah. I rest my case. Let's go to this next slide. So yeah, at the end of the day, takeaways are, it's quality conversations over 4K. Good lighting, sound, storytelling will take your show where it needs to be. And honestly, focusing on getting equipment that shoots in the best quality and the best of the best is just holding you back. Start with what you got. If it's your phone, it's your phone. If it's a shoebox with a pinhole in it, it's a shoebox with a pinhole in it. If it's the oldest DJI camera, like the little Osmo camera, do it with that. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And just streamline your workflow. So yeah, sorry I was late with this video. I'm happy to just add another one to the list. I'm hoping that I provided some sort of value here in this rant of mine. Again, I'm working with a client now that's actively charging people upwards of $12,000 to be on their podcast. And they have a backlog of 10 episodes that are probably not going to see the light of day until like 5 months, until these things are pieced together and finally edited. But I guarantee you, well, I know my episodes are already done, and my episodes are in 4K for them because that is what they requested, and that's just the process of live to tape. But still, you're killing your workflow, killing your hard drive. Save the money, save the space on cloud, save your bandwidth on your mobile bill, even though we all have unlimited text and data anyways. And that just shows my age. I said unlimited text. Wow. Okay, I think that's done. I think I'm done. If you guys want to see more of me, you can follow along. Please like, comment, subscribe. Probably next episode I'll be designing some like, comment, and subscribe overlays. And yeah, if you're interested in producing a show with moi and you really want to create something that is engaging, built around a product or service, I'm your guy. Go to bookalivestudio.com. All that said, my name is Chris. I hope you guys have a great night. I'm sorry that I was late, but it's better late than never. I will see you guys in another episode. Bye-bye.